From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a major afternoon as the stock market rallies up and down on the introduction of more interest rate spikes, but the earnings have actually improved. We have nearly 70% of the U.S. economy's third quarter earnings coming in this week, and they've been beat. All the breaking news across the board. Plus, the latest economic data that came in today, shocking on many fronts. We have a lot going on, plus the labor, the unemployment, and the numbers surging higher across the board. Housing data coming in as well, weaker as expected. But great news as massive stimulus is coming your way. We'll have the latest details on that from the shores of Santa Monica, California. But good afternoon. It's a big afternoons of LALATE as major data comes in on a jaw-dropping October 20th, 2022. Economic data came in as previous existing home sales fell. Then the yen is traded the lowest level since 1990 against the U.S. dollar. Then Treasury yields going higher. All the latest details across the board. The U.S. market bearish, but there may likely be an extension of that bear rally. And then the Philadelphia manufacturing contracts, manufacturing data today showed more contraction than expected. All the latest on that. More stocks are expected to surge higher through the month of December. I'll be giving you the indication why. Yes, 70% of U.S. companies reporting third quarter earnings beating. That's a surprising. And of course, the housing data weaker than expected. It's a big day, and you saw the breaking news on that LALATE short overnight as Liz Truss, the Prime Minister of England of less than a month, 2 months, resigning, impacting on the pound and, of course, on the U.S. economy. Of all the breaking news that you need to know today as we head into a big weekend, what we saw this week and what's coming up next, moreover, what's going to happen by the end of the month, what's going to happen by the end of the year, plus all of your incredible stimulus. Massive stimulus. Federal stimulus checks nearly $300,000. Inflation released stimulus checks in today's recording. And lifetime stimulus checks more than you ever thought. They're coming up all in the big second half. The biggest stimulus you've ever seen in the history of this channel. It's all on today's recording in the big second half. Get ready. Let's get to it. It's a big afternoons of LA. All the breaking details start right now. Yes, massive stimulus, hundreds of checks, nearly $300,000 heats up the big second half of today's breaking news report. And they include your federal stimulus checks passed by Congress, passed by the President of the United States in the month of March. Purple Power have been getting it. If you're not part of the Purple Power, go right in this video and get ready for that news later in this recording. But we start first with all the major developing details for a big day. It's a huge night with a huge day, depending on what time zone you're in, your recession, your inflation, your benefit raise, and the housing market. All that plus unemployment and your forced stimulus. It's a big afternoon. And the breaking news all starts right now. How are you? I hope you're great. It's good to be back. And did it feel like a mouthful in that opening teaser? Yeah, I have a lot today. I just really have a lot of breaking news. It's only almost 10 pages of notes for today's recording. Let's get to it right now. Economic data started with existing sales of homes falling in the month of September compared to the month of September, 1.5% down. All that housing data later in the recording. And this is sharply lower because of, you know why, the 30-year fixed mortgage surging to nearly 7%. The yen is falling to the lowest levels against the U.S. dollar. This is the Japanese yen. This is very important for the U.S. economy. We've never seen these levels of yen versus dollar in 30 years. My goodness. Trading $150 per dollar. Reuters is reporting Japanese Prime Minister Suzuki will take appropriate steps, but this is why it helps you and the U.S. dollar, because U.S. dollar is stronger against the yen and, of course, stronger against the pound in England that's been falling dramatically. If you missed that YouTube Shorts, it was a major show this morning. It was only 15 seconds, but it showed you the breaking news as it happened just live from England, as Liz Truss resigned as Prime Minister this morning. There's new reports today that the Treasury yields may go highest at the end of the year and then come back down. Now, who said that first? It was not Sirloin. It was not LALATE. It was me. I said that exactly. I really see that these Treasury yields are going to hit that massive peak by the end of the year. This is coming from Jeffrey Gunlack at Double Line Capital minutes ago. We're thinking that the Treasury yields, the bonds, will peak at the highest levels by the end of the year. Meantime, the American Association of Individual Investors survey today shows that the percentage of people bearish or negative about the U.S. economy is up to 56% from 55% compared to the prior month. And this is close to the 52-week high of 61% a month ago. This is interesting. So they were more negative a month ago. They were more negative nearly a month ago, but they're heading right back there as well. Philadelphia manufacturing report. I feature this a lot on the channel. Does it show that the U.S. economy is growing? Does it show that the U.S. economy is shrinking? That manufacturing report released minutes ago showed more shrinking of the U.S. economy than the prior month. The manufacturing Philadelphia, this is Philadelphia Fed, of course, Federal Reserve, released Thursday, showed a negative 8.7. Wow. Oh my goodness. Now remember how this number works. If it's a positive number, it shows the U.S. economy growing, like a 1, a 2, the U.S. economy is growing. It's a negative number, shows the U.S. economy shrinking, meaning there's less growth, people are contracting, businesses are tightening up. So it was a negative 5 last month I featured on this channel. The data released today, which is September data, was a negative 8.7. Jobless claims for the week of October 15th declined. Last week was 230,000. I did not feature on this channel, but it went down to 214. Excuse me? Whoa. Let's pull up that graphic. I didn't show that graphic in a while because let me explain. The unemployment claims in April was 144,000. Then it went to 200. Then it went to 230. Then it went to 260. Remember? And then it went all the way back down again to 180-ish. And so I didn't show that graphic because we were not in the 200,000 range anymore. Well, last week, unbeknownst to me, it went back up to 230. I didn't feature that on this channel. And now today is at 214. So we're still back at those levels that we had seen over the summer. Here's what's interesting as well. Stocks could be going higher, but with jobless claims growing, when more people unsure about their economy and unsure about the contraction, you need to get that forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. You want to get those incredible forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state, and we're going to go over those overview right now. Massive stimulus. Where do they come from? How do they work? And how do they happen? We have a series of checks, 3 categories of checks, that became law at different times. The first category of checks are FSC, federal stimulus checks, passed by Congress, passed by the President of the United States. The first 3 were passed by your president back in the month of March. And they are $100,000. Just incredible. That's what we call on this channel check A, B, and C. In the big second half, I'm going to go over these incredible checks. Stay with me. After the President of the United States in March passed by executive action checks A, B, and C, along came Congress for the purple power. And Congress passed other checks, hundreds of checks. E to K. And I have breaking news about check E today in this recording as well. Thereafter, I found you check L and M, N and O, P and Q. And the LALATE membership newsletter is where you get all these incredible checks. Step 1, you go into this video, become a member. Welcome to the 100 new members join this channel every 48 hours. Welcome. And welcome to the returning members as well. When you get that membership, then you get that incredible membership newsletter delivered 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. You go down in that membership newsletter and get all those incredible checks. How does that work? Don't worry. I'm going to show you how it works in the big second half. We got a lot coming up. Jay Powell and company at the Federal Reserve is going to raise those rates, but more focused this week has been on third quarter earnings. And those third quarter earnings have been relatively surprising. Now, no one really explains this well to you anywhere. So I'm going to explain it to you right now. Because it takes takes a little bit of a memory test. You actually know this because I've already recorded this, but let me remind you. In May, we saw problems with the U.S. economy. So in May, companies said, you know what? When we report third quarter earnings and LALATE says them on air, they mentioned me. Did you not hear that? When we mentioned third quarter earnings in October, November, we're not going to be as strong as we were over the summer. So we're going to downward guide you. We're going to give you guidance that third quarter will be weaker. So instead of a $10 third quarter, it's going to be a $9 or let's say an $8 third quarter. So when they come in and report their earnings this week and next week and last week, and it's a beat, in some cases a beat of something that they already downward guided. So it's not a beat like it's as good as it would normally be. It's a beat on something was lower expected, but it actually was not as low as they had warned. So that, I think, explains what's going on. But here we go. Stocks are expected to rally further through this rally. I'm expecting that as well. I reported that all this week. I'm expecting the stock market to rally up. We call this a bear market rally. Bear because it's down, bulls up, a bear market rally. Because as you go down, you don't always go straight down. You go down, and then you go up for a day, or maybe a week, and maybe a month, and then you back down again. Everyone and their sister and brother is basically agreeing with me on this one. Bear market rally in December. Why? Because we have something called the Santa Claus rally. I knew about the Santa Claus rally when I was a kid growing up. I mean, everyone and their sister and brother has ever watched the markets, has known this their whole life. Markets rally up in December and then they fall apart in January. So bear market rally, no, it's not going to stop a Santa Claus rally. And that's what everyone's saying, including Jonathan Krinsky. He's a technical strategist at BTIG. The narrative right now is likely driven by one bias. Bulls view the recent price action as encouraging in the face of the move of rates. Bears will argue the stocks are a bit complacent. We remain in the later camp, given the recent pullback in readings. As far as levels are, if bulls can clear the October highs, then that would be more credence for a more durable bottom in our view. Do I agree? Or what does that mean? First, what does that mean? Bulls, they think the market's going to go straight up. Yeah, they're ridiculous. The market's not going straight up. We're in a recession. We're going to go down another 30% at least until we're at the bottom. The bottom means the basement of this big implosion of this U.S. economy. Bulls, of which there's probably two out there, are ridiculous. Bears, everyone else. Everyone else that knows we have more to go down before we're at the bottom. And what he's doing, he's looking at charts. Let me make something clear to you because I don't think I've ever recorded on this channel. What is a technical analyst? What is a chartist? A technical analyst or a chartist is someone who only looks at charts, really. He looks at how things go up and goes down, and he gauges that for your economy, for your stimulus, for your housing, for your stocks. It's all called a technical analyst, a chartist. Also, and you really, in my opinion, have to be partially a technical analyst because you have to look at charts to get a sense of, oh, wow, we're really down. I did not realize that till I looked at the chart. So you have to sort of look at that as well when you're gauging your economy. American Airlines, AT&T, Tesla. Jump in the live chat. All three up on third quarter earnings? Or what do you think? What do you think happened on the third quarter earnings that came in today from American Airlines, AT&T, and Tesla actually overnight last night? Well, if you said American Airlines up, you've been watching this channel. Hospitality and travel and leisure. Or we should call it hospitality and travel and leisure. Hospitality is hotels and travel and leisure is the airlines. Expected to be the biggest quarter for them, third and fourth on this channel. That's the industry you want to be in if you're exposed to any industry for this market. And again, here comes another airlines that beat. I'm expecting the beat in fourth quarter as well. American Airlines, 3% up in pre-market trading. It was a beat. Demand remains strong, and it's clear that our customers, U.S. states, and parts of the world continue to value air travel and the ability to reconnect post-pandemic, says Robert Easton, CEO of American Airlines. What's important for you to know? This is what's really important for you to know, even if you're not traveling. Travel and leisure, hotels, and airlines will continue to go way up in third quarter that already was reported, that's coming in this week, and fourth quarter, which we're living right now, because in my opinion, Americans are traveling in record numbers on debt. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to tell you this but me. I think they're traveling on debt. They're putting it on the credit card. They can't afford it, and they're going to look at that travel ticket in January when the bills are due, and it's going to be $3,000 for the fare and for the hotel and for the rent-a-car and for the family, and they're going to say, boy, we ran up a lot of money on that credit card for that travel. That for some reason Americans feel particularly fine putting travel on debt. And that is why you have to get a foreign stimulus check in every U.S. state. Because guess what? After they look at their bills from that travel, from those wonderful trips that they put on debt, guess where they're going to be? Here. And welcome to the wonderful new viewers who maybe you just ran up that debt. We've had a lot of brand new members on this channel, and I'm glad you're here. What are you watching? You're watching America's #3 most watched financial news channel. Launched in spring of 2020, LALATE is now the #3 in the United States with 3 channels, LALATE 1, LALATE 2, and LALATE 3. Delivering 24/7 breaking news, financial news about your money. Everything from long form, from live shows that air 24/7, short form to 15-second shows, tape shows, and also live shows. I want you to become a member. Let's go over all these incredible checks that members are getting with those federal stimulus checks first. Federal stimulus checks passed by President of the United States and then passed by Congress. Let's go over those incredible checks right now. Those FSC are from the President of the United States. They're from Congress. They are nationwide, from the people in Washington, D.C. And there are $300,000 of 300 different checks. Let's go over the first 3 of those checks right now. Those first 3 of those checks are absolutely incredible. They are Check A, Check B, and Check C. And you want to get them right now. Let's look at that incredible Check A first. $6,500 to $12,000. Just incredible. Spelly got this great check. Congratulations, Spelly. And it is great. How do you get it? You become a member. You go right in this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. You go to this video, join the channel. Join as hundreds are doing every 48 hours. Become a member, go down the membership newsletter, you find Check A, click the link, and go right in and apply. You're not done there yet. You're going to then go get Check B. Check B is absolutely incredible. It is huge. It is $15,000 to $80,000 a foreign stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. And it is just absolutely incredible. Here are examples of why you want to become a member. This is Frank Mancuso. He joined this channel for just a few dollars. It only takes a few dollars to join this channel. Why would you not? This is what happened to Frank Mancuso. For just a few dollars to become a member to LALATE, in less than 1 month, he walked away with thousands of dollars, close to $10,000. 18 months of Check B, which we just went over, of mortgage. 18 months of utilities, 18 months of high-speed internet. Folks, that is thousands and thousands of dollars, nearly $10,000. We have another viewer in Florida. She got $80,000 to $100,000 of checks from Check B. We got her 80 to 100 checks. It's absolutely incredible. Check B is in every U.S. state. Every U.S. state, so is Check A. Become a member right today. Go right in this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. You are not done there yet because you're going to go get Check C. Oh, wow. You're going to get Check C. It's just absolutely incredible. Check C is for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. And it's just incredible. You go down the membership newsletter, join today, become a member, and it checks you, it tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. Make me 2 promises. Number 1, you'll stay in the big second half as we go over more of these incredible checks. We got a lot of checks to go over in today's recording. Number 2, when you do Check C, you reach out to all 12 places because you're going to get a yes. You'll also get a no, but you'll also get a yes. Make sure you reach out to all 12 places. It's for your rent, your mortgage, and your utilities. And just incredible. The average viewer of this channel is getting 18 months of checks, 5 checks per month, about the rent or their mortgage and their utilities. In the case of Check B, that is 80 to 100 checks. In the case of Check C, it's 80 to 100 checks, but it gives you 12 places to reach out for them. Just incredible. You want to look at some of the success stories of this channel? This channel has gotten more Americans more money than any other financial news channel in America in the last 2 years. It's the fastest and the most popular growth YouTube channel in financial news in the last 2 years. Let's look at some of the success stories where viewers have gotten nearly $50 million for this channel. $20,000 to $30,000 for rent. Congratulations from Nisi all the way to Elizabeth. Let's go get that great, incredible money. And then utilities. Well, Lynn Glenn, who's in all the live chats, she got 14 months of rent. 14 months of utilities. If you're in the live chat right now, Lynn, say hello to everyone. She has gotten 14 months of utilities. Another viewer, 14 months of utilities. Two viewers, 12 months of rent in the last few days. Then we have Deborah, who got $18,000 last week. Congratulations to her. Here's Snap. Let's go back to the prior graphic. Mark was at $6,500 for utilities. His brother-in-law got $15,000. That same brother-in-law got $250,000 over 10 years for Snap. And then what about Mark himself? Well, he was at $32,000, and Mark went from $32,000 to $50,000. From $50,000 to $100,000, from $100,000 to $166,000 because he got check B. Here's a little range. She was at 105. She went to 155. Just absolutely incredible. So recap: you go into this video, subscribe. You go into this video, become a member. You go into this video, make sure you hit that bell so you have all notifications set to all on. Let's continue with the breaking news. Before that coverage of stimulus, I had asked you a series of questions on three companies: American Airlines, AT&T, and Tesla. And I asked you, do you think they beat or do you think they miss? And let's see if you got it right today. So American Airlines, we know that was a beat because we went over it. But what do you think happened thereafter with the other companies like Tesla? Well, let's look at it right now. AT&T was a beat. The stock is up 2% in pre-market trading today. It was a beat on revenue and a beat on bottom line. Our disciplined go-to approach has been driving healthy subscriber growth with high customer output, says its CEO, John Stankey today. Congratulations, John, on that great quarter. Then Tesla. Tesla reported earnings, and I got to tell you, Tesla is in the tank. It's really taken a major tank. So the stock is down dramatically. Lowest levels I think I've ever recorded on this channel in maybe a year and a half. But analysts yesterday were very, very mixed. I saw one broadcast where 5 analysts said, do not go anywhere near it. And then another analyst said, go buy it. Morgan Stanley's analyst Adam Jones says you should overrate it. You should give it an overrate, saying you should buy it and buy a lot of it. And he expected an earnings miss, but I think it's a strong quarter. We wish consensus would allow more room for macro uncertainty. However, Bernstein's Tony Kanowski said there's a huge problem of demand for Tesla going forward. So this is indicative of what we're talking about. Even when we're at one company, analysts cannot really agree on if this is bad or if this is good data. Bad or good data, really unclear. While we acknowledge Tesla's innovation, we continue to struggle to justify its company valuation. So here he says it's too overvalued. The stock was down 5% in extended trading yesterday. What were the numbers? So it was a slight miss on the revenue, less than $1 billion miss, and then it beat on EPS. Here's another data to go over today, and this was teased early in the recording. 70% of companies that are reported so far have been beats for third quarter. OMG. Did anyone see that coming? I did not see that coming. 64 of the companies in the S&P that have posted third quarter results through Wednesday. Excuse me, I said that wrong. Of the 64 that have reported their third quarter earnings through yesterday that are on the S&P, 69.4% have beat in their reporting. Wow. A steady 3-month and 4-year inversion curve would indicate that the Treasury market indicates a recession. So that inversion curve is still there. If you're new to this channel, let me tell you what inversion curve is. It is the 3-year bond and the 10-year bond. Inversion, one is supposed to be higher than the other. Clearly, you know how this works. A bond that's longer maturity, your money's in the bank for many more years, obviously would have a higher interest rate. Your money in the bank for just 3 months would pay you less, obviously. So 10-year bond, your money's in the bank for 10 years, it should pay you more. The interest rate should be higher than 3 months in the bank. No, it's inverted. So when the 3-year note is inverted, higher yield than a 10-year note, it indicates a recession. The yield curve inversion curve remains there as well. Meantime, in the big second half, I'm going to go over that housing data. It was weaker than expected. It was weak, but it was weaker than expected. One of my predictions on this U.S. economy. You've been seeing them on those LA shorts. I thank you for watching them across the board. I'm projecting the 2-year bond to go to 5%. I've been projecting that all this month. My projection was for by December. Well, it's already halfway there. It's at 4.6% approximately right now. Number two, the 30-year fixed mortgage, and I want to make clear it's the mortgage because sometimes I say 30-year, but it's not the 30-year bond, the 30-year fixed mortgage. I'm predicting that to go to 7%. It's almost there. I was the first to say it was going to go to 6% earlier this year, and it did. And it was, of course, 3% just a few months ago this year. Meantime, I'm expecting the stock market to go down another 20 to 30%, but not instantly. I'm projecting it to go up in the month of December and then fall apart in January and February. And then here's a question for you starting right now. Jump on the live chat. When you believe the hurt of a downward spiraling economy will be felt by the most Americans across the board. When do you think that hurt is going to be felt? Where people say, oh, I can't pay those bills. I'm just really in big trouble. We have a lot of reports where 60% of Americans who are young, middle-aged, elderly, realize that they are more than 4 months behind on bills and realize they don't have the cash for it. But that's different than this question. The question is, when do people really say, I'm in deep trouble? And I ask you to jump in the live chat and give me that answer. What month do you think that's going to be the issue? I'll give you the recap. In recent weeks, viewers have said January, February. I thought it was going to be October, November. I was wrong. It's people have a lot more ability to put things on debt, on credit card, than I thought they did. So people have a lot of wiggle room for that debt spending. But when is that debt spending going to smack them in the face? Like a slab of bacon? Jump in the live chat. I'll answer your questions in the big second half. Plus, we're going to be going over all that incredible stimulus. Do you feel like this is a jam-packed show? It is a jam-packed show. There's a lot of information in today's recording because there's a lot happening. I'll see you back in 60 seconds as all the news continues on Afternoons.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues on a beautiful afternoon of Afternoons LA. Hope you're having a beautiful day. It is warmer here in Southern California. In this big second half, we continue with these federal stimulus checks, FSCs. The first three passed by the President of the United States by executive action. We went over those in the first half, checks A, B, and C. But now we continue with checks E through K, hundreds of checks passed by Congress. I'm going to go over all those incredible checks right now. We have an update on the first of those checks, Check E. The breaking news starts right now for you and the Purple Power members. Check E is $7,500, but we learned over the weekend a major development on this $7,500. Analysts are now saying make sure you do it in a way in which you get the biggest payout because you cannot allocate the remainder of it for another year. Here's why. When you go get the $7,500 to check E, either you qualify for the whole amount or part of it, you don't get to carry it over to another year. So let's say you qualify for $5,000 of the $7,500, you don't get to do the $2,500 in another year. Details are in the membership newsletter. Check F, $4,000. Just absolutely incredible. Isn't that incredible? Check G, 30% off. This is another FSC that's just great. Check H, $2,000. Absolutely incredible FSC. Then we have check I, $8,000. Wow, that is incredible. Check J, $8,000. Insane. Check K, $14,000. There you go. Those are some incredible FSCs, but we're not done there yet. Those done by Congress. But then I found you other checks because that's what I do on this channel. Check out $100,000 on average of loan interest-free money. Wow. Check M, $4,000 a grant. Incredible. Check N is my favorite stimulus item. $100 towards a brand new tablet, computer, or laptop, free internet. This is insane because most tablets are less than $100, and this is absolutely incredible. Game changer. I love it. That's stimulus N. Stimulus O, zero down payment, zero closing costs, and zero credit check required, and zero insurance. That's stimulus O, and that's for new home purchases. And then at stimulus P, if you have a home, refi, 3% down, incredible, and $8,000 at closing costs, all your money to keep. That is your incredible FSCs. Now, let me go over the overview of these FSCs, which is so important. First, this is from Congress, from the president, from the people in the federal government, the people in Washington, D.C. So it's in every U.S. state. Number two, these are insane checks. Largest $100,000, smallest $8,000, fastest routing time. Johnny got $45,000 in 2 days, starting on Monday. Got $45,000 from this channel by Wednesday. By Friday, he got $85,000 by applying to 15 places. That's how you do it, Johnny. 15 places. He got 7 of them approved. 50% approval rate, 50% rejection rate. He helped his family and friends the next week. He got his mother and dad $50,000 each, and then helped other people in his neighborhood, about 20 people, got them $250,000. What are these checks for? We got something for everything. Rent, utilities, mortgage, the car, the appliances, the refrigerator, the furnace, the washer, dryer. I got something for all different types of walks of life. And finally, how simple is it? Very simple. All you do is become a member. You go around this video, become a member, join this channel. Then you get that membership newsletter from me to you via YouTube alerts. Now, focus and listen carefully. I'm excited you watched to the second half. Listen to this very carefully. Know your time zone. You know what? I'm going to do something brand new. I've never done this before. Jump on live chat. What time zone are you in? I'm going to start doing time zone tests. What time zone are you in? If you don't know the answer, you need to learn it and bring it to the next show on this channel. Here's the answers right now. If you're on the West Coast, you're Pacific Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, you're Eastern Standard Time. If you're in the Midwest, you're Central Standard Time. And when does that LA newsletter come to you? 7 o'clock Pacific, my time. 10 o'clock Eastern, New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island. And 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, Missouri, Illinois. There you go. We also have Mountain Time, which is like Arizona. That is 8 o'clock. I almost forgot. 8 o'clock Mountain Time. So there you go. Get these incredible sums of money across the board. You deserve it, and love you to death. Let's get to the breaking news right now. And then I have my commentary on this economy and what you should expect. There's a lot still coming up in today's recording. Housing data came in, and this is big for you, even if you don't own a home. Why? Because housing falls apart first in a recession and is the most indicative of a recession underway. Housing recession was first announced by the National Association of Home Builders back in the month of May, and those National Association of Home Builders analysts like Lawrence Yoon, chief economist from NAR, had new quotes today as well. Weaker sales, despite weaker sales, multiple offers are still occurring, with more than a quarter of the homes selling above list price due to limited inventory. So that's an interesting quote. He says that homes are selling above list price. Now, that's a confusing data point. Let me explain to you why. We've had the data from also Yoon since the spring that the home, well, since May, actually, I should say, that the average home in the United States has to be slashed the sale price to get it sold. And that's almost 30 to 40% of them slashing. In fact, the average price of the home selling right now is below 2021 levels, and they're heading back to 2019 levels. So it's a double convoluted data point. So don't think it's all good data. So he says it's lack of inventory. That means that people may not want to sell because they don't have to sell. Interesting. And they also think they can't get the price they want to get when they sell a house, obviously. And also, they don't perhaps have something else to go buy. This underscores the vast contrast of the previous market downturn of 2008 to 2010, where inventory levels were 4 times higher than they are today. This is really interesting. I love this. I'm reading this sort of a cold read. I did not see this before I went on air. He basically says the prior recession, and you remember that one, I remember really well, inventory built up, couldn't sell houses, more homes, we're not selling, and then everything went under foreclosure. Yeah. He said this is different. People are staying in the home and saying, I'm taking it off the market. I'm not selling the house. I can't get the price I want. I'm taking it off the market. That's interesting. That means that they can afford to hold the home. They were not in there to flip. It means that they bought the home really to live in and not as a speculative buy, and that they actually can afford to hold the home throughout the recession, or at least for now. Here's my analysis. They can hold it for now, but when do you think that people will not be able to afford the home? Let's go back to that question. It's almost the same question we had before the commercial break. When do you believe that people are going to get smacked in the face by this recession? Viewers say January. Viewers say February. What do you say? If they get smacked in the face, is it also the speculative home buyers that just bought homes on spec, on betting, on hoping that they can flip the home? If they did, they're not going to hold the home. They're not going to be able to afford it. Now, here's another quote from Yun. I love this one. Homeowners love their 3% mortgage rate and they don't want to give it up. That, I think, is a great point, meaning that if you're into a home and you can't afford the home at a 3% mortgage, you don't want to sell the home because you're going to go buy another home. It's going to have a 7% mortgage. That is a fascinating data point. We did not have that in the prior recession. Really interesting across the board, meaning that you can afford 3% in your current home mortgage, but you cannot afford to go buy another home after you sell at a 7% mortgage, so you stay right where you are. That is fascinating, and that means less inventory, means that home prices may hold up. Wow. Incredible. I think that is really brilliant analysis by Yun. All right, let's go back into this market. Market is really confusing, and it's so confusing that analysts are disagreeing daily on the market. Here's my take and my predictions on where this market is from top to bottom starting right now for October 20th, 2022. Number one, the bonds usually, when they go up, the stocks go down, but I'm predicting both of them to go up through now and December. I'm expecting that 2-year bond, yes, to go to 5%. I'm expecting that 30-year fixed mortgage, yes, to go to 7%. But while they're going up, I'm also expecting stocks to go up for a bear market rally through Christmas before they fall apart in January. So I could see stocks going up, 18%, 20%. We have a couple of stocks. I did not bring them in my notes, I don't think. The defense stocks like Raytheon and a few others, they're up almost 16% per day this week. Yeah, some of these aerospace and defense stocks are way up. But overall, for the whole market, I do believe the market will go up between now and December and then really implode. So anyone that's calling this the bottom, they're going to get bitten. Number two, afford the labor numbers. I can't believe it. I don't like the 216,000 new jobless claims this week. I can't imagine it was 230 last week. I don't know how I missed that one. But boy, those are staggering numbers. They're not horrifically bad numbers, but they're not good because I feature those numbers back around this channel around June. So we're going right back to where we are. Now, we have not had that unemployment rate yet this month. That'll come out in, I think, about 3 weeks from now. I expect that to be higher. But this is all sort of compounding itself across the board. Next, Certain industries are clearly doing really well. Certain industries are clearly doing well, and they may never really hit a recession like the rest of the other industries. Which are going to survive the recession, which are going to do quite well between now and early spring, and which ones are going to do really poorly. Anything housing related, like remodeling companies or anything that is based upon, like faucet fixture companies, things like that, materials that go into the home, like carpeting and things like that. I just don't think they're going to do well at all. Absolutely horrible. Travel and leisure, airlines and hotels, all going to do well between now and at least early spring. And after that, they may still do well. The tech is interesting. Technology. My opinion on the technology, you want to own them. So even if they fall down lower, I believe they're absolutely going to go through the roof in 2023. Yeah, they're going to go through the roof. So yeah, I know that they're down. I know they're down a lot, the lowest of the entire year, but I think the tech is absolutely going to go through the roof. Finally, my takeaway on some comments I saw on this channel in the last 24 hours. One, Art and another person said the same comment yesterday. He said, when I come to your channel, I get so much information in just a short period of time. I love you to death. I love that comment. The viewers really enjoy how much information I'm bringing to a particular broadcast in such a quick, short condensed time. I know the running times are 45 minutes, but I give you an enormous amount of information, and it's entertaining, it's quick and informative. And viewers say, I have not seen so much information delivered in such a quick period of time, and that's why I really watch you. I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm bringing on camera daily anywhere from 10 to 20 pages of notes that's single spaced. So I'm really it's compressed on before I print it out. So it's a lot of notes bringing to the channel. On the other side, I want to give you a comment on the other side of the spectrum. A viewer wrote in one of the live shows yesterday, well, congratulations if you're in Florida, but for the rest of us not in Florida, there's no money. I saw that comment, I laughed. Why did I laugh about that comment? Because it used to be the reverse, where people in Florida say, there's no money in Florida. It's every money everywhere else, but not in Florida. Do you remember back in this channel, 2020, 2021? I used to have to go through every county in Florida because people didn't believe me that there was any money in Florida. There was a lot of money in Florida. And then they say, well, where's in Florida? Naples. Well, I'm not in Naples. I'm in Collier County. Well, I'm not in the other county. Now I have someone saying, congratulations, all you people in Florida. You're getting all the stimulus. There's no stimulus for anyone else, but only those people in Florida. Wrong. Wrong. I never understand why people did that in 2020, and I certainly don't understand why people do that now today. It's just really strange. And finally, a comment I got on private message overnight. I don't want to mock the comment, but it's sort of funny. And I'm making up the town because I don't remember the town. I don't remember the county. The person said, I live in the town of blah and the county of blah. And, do you have any stimulus checks from my town? And where do I get the stimulus check in my town, blah, and my county, blah? I have no idea what state that is. It's the same blah. But it was like a town of 4. It was a town of 4. And in a county of 5. There's one extra person in the county that's not in the town. And I thought to myself, is this person watching the channel? Because I cover federal stimulus checks from the federal government, not from blah. Yeah, so maybe there's a channel that covers blah, but I don't. I don't cover blah. I don't even know where blah is. So, if blah is all that's on your mind, then congratulations. I'm proud that you're proud of blah. But I don't cover blah. So blah stimulus, blah don't have. Coming up tonight on Evenings LA. On Evenings LA, I'll promise you this. We will not be covering blah on Evenings LA. It's coming up tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It's a big new show. And then we have 6 o'clock countdown, 7 o'clock stream stimulus, 8 o'clock extra, 9 o'clock is the show programming continues throughout the night. And then join us for the live show. You've been watching Record Numbers. Jump on to LA to Live with no, two tickers underneath that stream. We have the tickers for the stocks, we have the tickers for the bond, we have the tickers for the crypto. We have the live ticker on the entire market, the Dow and the NASDAQ, on LA1 and LA2. Jump into those shows across the board. And then enjoy those LA shorts sporadically at left and right, give you a rundown in less than 15 seconds, something the breaking news across the board. Of course, there's no blah in those shorts at all. For the shorts of Santa Monica, California. Have a beautiful day. Don't forget to become a member. Don't forget to get all the incredible stimulus. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a great day, and stay with LA for more.